Welcome to all. A very good afternoon to you and to our Market Compass free talk series. Now, this is the continuation from our part one. This is really the first time that we ever done something like that, and I felt that it's important for many of you who are fans or even member of Trade VSA to really understand how we approach, how we use volume spread analysis, which is how company Trade VSA uses, plus fundamental and news to make the best system around. And we try to make it very easy for you to use, and best of all, we make it free for you. That's right, free is good, right? So since this is free, we really hope that you could share the information that we have in your timeline and also Smart Robie, so more people to know. Now, this Market Compass 3 Talk series, on next Wednesday, we'll conclude the one with the time your entry. The first one we talk about is the sector, and the second one we talk about it is the stock. So today is the stocks. Where can I find the right opportunity now? All right. Now, those of you who remember last Saturday, what are those sectors we talk about? If you remember, type it in there. What are the main sectors? Just type one sector. You don't have to type all. What are the main sectors we want to watch out for 2021? Okay. What are those? Just type it in there if you can. All right. And at least I know you pay attention. Okay. Okay. So let's move on. Okay. So those of you who just type one, now why don't you join our Telegram chat room? We are the first time in here, and our Telegram chat room has a lot of free information like what we have: free stock tips, free educational. You don't have to pay. When you're ready, you want to upgrade your skill, you can do so. This is a QR code. You can just scan it and join our group, and also share it freely. So we have all this information for you. All right. And also don't forget, we also have all our YouTube, including this one and the one we did last week, last Wednesday. All this video we uploaded to our YouTube. So make sure you subscribe or share with your friend, and they will benefit. And you can see right on the chart there, we have the top glove, which we talked about last week, Supermax, and then the furnitures. We got the revenues, we got the Panda Masters. So some of those are the sectors we cover, and this round we're going to cover sector and more stocks today. So do subscribe. All right. Now, also thank you for all your support. Thank you. And we have reached our 11,000. It took us a bit of time, but we have 11,000 likes and more than 12,000 followers in our Martin TF Wong. And thanks to you for your great support and for your great reviews that we have. And thank you also for sharing. Really appreciate that. All right. So the least we could do is to offer a free app right now, Smart Robie, and do share with your friends, and you get free 200 credit. That's right, free 200 credits when you share with your friends, and they get to use it. And a lot of things you can do today. There's a couple of slides which I think you should get your camera ready. You want to take photo, and when you go back, you have time, you just study it. Especially some of you who are lazy one. I'm sure there's some lazy, damn hardworking one, right? Yes, that's right. So do take note of this one in here. Okay. Yes, most of you remember the tech sectors plantation in here. So a closer look. Okay, let's give you a little bit of update in here with our June export figures that we have. Right now, we have a record trade surplus, okay, and that was pretty good. We have about 20.9 million hitting up there. So that was so what has happened is that this round, our June export figure has bounded back to 8.8%. That's right, with a trade surplus of 20.9 billion. And to me, that looks really good, okay. And that's really very helpful. So our Malaysian economy is going to grow in 2021. Why this is important is because when we look at the market, we always look at the future. The past is like what you see now. Unemployment rate 5.3, 700,000 people unemployed. The GDP has dropped right now to a -4% in here. But 2021, and that's what the talk is all about today, isn't it? It's about sectors to look at for year 2020, sectors to look at year 2021, and sectors in stocks today for 2020-21. And that's right. So if you look at here, the S&P does report, and this was just about a month ago, talk about the Malaysian economy will grow 7.5% in here. We saw that dip. And even at this time, the PMI, Purchasing Manufacturing Index, has surged to 51.1 in June, and from 45.6. So that's good. So this is a first increase. Now this is important. One of the reasons why we always highlight, just don't buy buta. Don't follow blindly. Follow the reason behind why the stock move up. And if you do that, you are one of the most informed investors, which is Bursa Marketplace is talking about it getting our investor, getting our public, that you and me, to be educated. Most of them all just follow, hey, what to buy today, right? So don't do that. At least know the reason why you buy. Okay. So also a little bit of update. I think one of the session we will also cover gold. There have been queries about people gold, that gold, and many of you, how many of you think gold is going to hit 2,000? If you're going to hit 2,000, type 2,000, right? I think it's short of 2,000. So again, I'm going to be doing a one talk to cover the gold, and I'm going to share with you how you can get into gold and why gold can talk. In short, there are only two reasons. One is the US-China trade war, which is giving a basis of a higher gold price, and the weakening of the US dollar. And right now, in Malaysia, you can trade the gold ETF, all right? So you can see this is a propensity. Now, the chart just pop up there is the gold ETF Sharia compliance. I was told it's Sharia compliance. So you can see Trade Plus, Sharia, gold trackers, and it followed very, very similar. You can see this chart is the gold, which is going to hit 2,000, and this one is going up. There is a bit of volume now coming in there. And coming in, ladies and gentlemen, gold is going to be very exciting, right? And you can trade it in your own account, a normal Bursa account, whether you open it with UOB, KLSE. If those of you who want to open an account and work with our coach, do let me know and type it in there. We will fix you up with a coach that can help you on accounts opening and so forth. All right. So how many of you like the gold thing? Right? We're going to do a bit of gold. I have some gold. I bought it around 1,006. I still kept it more than 10 years. I know I'm going to be making good money. At that time was a lower rate, but now I think okay lah. But more on that gold too. And I think Zach, on Thursday, he did, on Wednesday, he did talk about gold too. So again, gold is the next coming, one or two more topics will be something we talk about. Okay, let's talk about gold. All right, the focus today here, after all that little bit of summary, we got you a bit excited. Let's get on to the stock. Because today, I just want to finish within 1 hour, and Zach is going to come in. So we just make sure you at least go out and enjoy the remaining of the holiday, which I would like to enjoy it too, right? What's good? If you can make the money, go out and enjoy life. But most important is manage risk. I think that's very important too. If you can't manage your risk, then people will take your money away. All right, let's look at it. Now, the rule of engagement when we talked about last week was very important. Here is why we focus on what we do. Now, this is from last Saturday, just a little bit of refresher in here. We talked about the Malaysian economy were to grow 7.5. So what does that mean? That means we have to expand our economy. And you got two options. Now, how many of you like to do the aggressive growth stock strategy? Aggressive growth stock strategy. Just type it in there, okay? Or you, okay, Mika say no sound. Is the sound coming okay? The aggressive or you want the conservative? Just type it in there. The aggressive or the conservative. Please type in your response. I would like to know whether you're aggressive or you're conservative, because your typing will let me know how I want to talk next. Can you do that, please? Okay, type aggressive or conservative. Because one, we have expanding economy 7.5 in 2021. All right, good. Some will have both lah. Aggressive plus conservative. Okay, for those of you who are listening on this Facebook, you'll be the delay, so just type it in there. I appreciate that too. Okay, yep, okay, good. Aggressiveness. So that's good. So if you want to do the aggressive in here, because I was talking to another talk today with my Sifu, Bill Womai, and they are much more conservative. So they are talking about REITs. Okay, REITs stand for Real Property Investment Trust. Now the Real Investment Trust, there's nothing much, to be frank with you. There's only logistic and the warehouse. Everything else is kaput, right? With the low interest rate, right? You would have property holding well. But the question is, there's a lot of surplus. And the new COVID-19, which is happening, a lot of people are moving to warehouses. So warehouses, REITs are the one you want to look at, okay? But today, the focus is on this. Let me just bring out my, my pointer here. Okay, let me bring out my pointer here. This one, yeah, this one here. So we're going to be talking about aggressiveness. This is the way we go, all right? And the technology at 3.1, EV, electric vehicle, IoT, Internet of All Things, consumer, right? And also IC, semicons, and 5G. Now, yesterday or Thursday night, Apple just released their record-breaking goods. They say that during the COVID, the MacBook got sold more, the iPad got sold more. Their phones are a bit lagging, but all their services are up. As a result, I will show you down the road Apple. I'm pretty happy because I did buy some for some of my client Apple stocks. Of course, the earlier round I bought almost at 100. I didn't get in at $11. If I got in $11, now 420, I'll be laughing too. But I got in about 100, and then I got in some at 300, some at 200 in there. Again, if you want to ask me why Apple is a good stock, go through some of the tutorial I talk about here about the 100 bagger, and you understand the logic and the DNA behind it. More importantly, I think going forward, it's the education that what we do in our channel to help you to get there. I think that's good too. All right, so then we want to look at the what we call a top-down approach. Now, knowing the economy will recover 7.5%, and many of you wanted to have an aggressive strategy, isn't it? Aggressive strategy in industrial and economy. So that is why it's important. If you're going for the conservative one, I think there's a lot of conservative buying. REITs for definitely one of them, or buying the banking stocks, okay, which in my opinion will be good, right? Because you're buying at the base, but the dividend may not help when you see all the other sectors are moving. But I think more importantly for you, I think a lot of you would agree, right? Education. Am I correct now? How do you think the education is doing? If you think we are doing a good job in terms of educating all of you, give me a thumbs up, all right? Right, give me a thumbs up. Education is important. That's why I emphasize to my children. I always tell those of you who are listening today, bring your children and listen to the live FB, because I try to make it very simple. Even my daughter, my son will understand. And when they know it, they will know, hey, by the time, remember when you first came out and work, you really don't know much about investment. You don't know how about trading. Then kena buy this, kena buy that, kena buy tips, right? You and me so same. Kena con so many times, no. So I don't want that to happen to our children, right? Correct, no? I mean, you come out and say, hey, buy the one, are very good, buy the one. Oh, I lost so much money, isn't it? So this is where I felt that I think what we do in our education, in a smart Robie, is to help the next generation, especially the new millennium, to avoid this mistakes that I have made a lot more, and I don't want you all to make it, okay? So this is some of the things that we try to do in here. Thank you for your comments in here, and that's why we want to have this top-down approach. Okay, now very important, we want to look at the sectors, because this is how our methodology works. Okay, so it tells you the supply and demand. Or this right now we have four at this moment. Right now we have four: technology, plantation, consumer, and industrial product. These are the four that I like. No doubt, plantation is good. Okay, plantation is good. Plantation, I did talk about it on that talk in here, but going forward, plantation for 2021 maybe still be a question mark. That's what for this team in here. Right now, plantation, I think will jalan because the oil will go. Someone did ask me about Inari, isn't it? Yeah, Inari will jalan, don't worry. You have a line change, you have a green pentagon in already, right? So now the next release that we have, it's even better for the sector analysis. Now, this is an input from my trainer, Zach, who's going to join you in here. Kevin said can't access. What you can't access? Okay. All right. So here is the new release for our Trade VSA. We have a weekly comparison. Now, you notice, right? This is a new release. We're going to do it. So what we do is every 6 months, our new tools based on your feedback and our trainer and our coach, we say, hey, we want to do this. And remember, we are a fintech company, right? Fintech first, education second. Unlike the other competitor, they just educate or they follow the Sifu concept. Sifu buy what? They buy what? Sifu take Porsche car key. Sifu take Mercedes car key. I say I got Mercedes car key, right? You follow me. You can follow that kind of Sifu. But we don't want to do that. We want to put knowledge into you, right? Because education is always with the person. The car key, the Porsche car is not with you, all right? So that's something I want to remind all of you who listen. Now, this is a very important chart in here. You can see on the left-hand side here, let me just draw it in here, right? You can see this green one that tells you is last week, all right? This one last week. This one is this week, okay? So this is important, and this is a feedback Zach is going to share with you. And, so that tells you what's happening to healthcare last week to this week. Can someone tell me that? Last week to this week, what is telling you in there? Okay, Tan asked about TDM. It has gone down to 23.5 cents. We got chance, join us the 9:31, and you can post that question to Zach. That's why it's important. We always tell people, learn how to read the chart, whether you want to be exceeding or now, if you look at this, it's decreasing, right? That tells you healthcare on the week-to-week. But let's look at this one here. This is last week, and this is this week. What is it telling you? All right, this week. Okay, and this is last week. So this telling you technology, plantation, and industrial product, more important industrial product, it was negative, right? And it's turning what? Positive strength. So that tells you a lot of industrial product is going to jalan. Correct, right? So we're a bit intelligent. So we're a bit intelligent in the way we try to approach the market in here, right? So that's what we always say. But anyway, you all know about why rubber glove getting weakening, isn't it? Right? The Russian already got the vaccine to COVID-19. Now there's talk on the TV station behind whether the vaccine is safe or not safe. Okay, but that's not the question. The question whether they have the vaccine or not. All right, so you can see rubber glove is taping it off. And some of you who've been following me and those of you who have already said, hey, rubber glove already rotate out. Now you get our meaning. Our meaning is what we teach here is to teaching you how to rotate. From healthcare, rotate now. Healthcare, you rotate, go to technology. Then technology, when technology go weak, you rotate to plantation or you rotate to industrial product. That's right. That's the strength. And that's what fund manager do beside. That's what I used to do anyway. We do a rotational thing. And if you have followed me, some of the talks or buy the shares together with Zach. Zach does a lot of the 9:30 session. I think many of you follow Zach on the 9:30. He does a very good job. Giving a thumbs up in here. He will come up very soon. So that is the one that he will look at individual stock to look at the timing. That's why. But mine is giving you a macro. Remember the top-down approach. So when you have that, you're pretty much full complete. Then you don't have to spend those $6,000 or $7,000 courses at 10 days one. This one actually every day. Most important, you must have the right tool. Something you see here, the Bursa sector analysis, strength comparison, week by week. All right. So this is something that we have, and those of you who are interested in our premium package, later you just contact us. Okay. So again, very important based on the industry in here. This is a technology sector, and Zach will probably handle this. This is a nice picture of me smiling. All right. So you can see here is all the pullback, 1 month gain, 3 month gain, 6 month gain. He will talk about it. All right, this is a great input you put in, and you also see the ST and the LT and all these stocks, what fits for you. But today, I have picked those lists for you in here. You save some time. All you gotta do is get your camera ready, take photo, and later you want to follow Sifu, most of you. But please, at least go and understand why you buy the stock. Else come back to me and say, hey, stock go down, how? You must understand a bit. Okay? Don't understand, upgrade your skill. Okay. So then we have also the healthcare, right? So we can see the healthcare, about 500% LT in here. So you can see we are all sorted out. We have a methodology to do that. Okay, healthcare, and then finally the industrial products. So these are the industrial screener that you can see, like versatile, short up and all this. So the whole point is that to buy the weaker one, the not so strong one, and then you get in first. It's just like this. You think of it. A train gonna move. Do you move? Do you get into the train while the train is moving? Most people does that. But what we do is that we muscle the train first while it's stationary in the station. Then after that, the train starts to move. That's how we want to do it. And by learning price and volume, by understanding the sectors, you get ahead with that. Okay. So this makes sense or not? Okay. If it makes sense, give me a thumbs up in here. Okay. So going forward, the theme here we talk about is very important. Is the industrial 3.0 and 4.0. Now, why is this important? If you see Malaysia, we've been very good in this sector here and then here. So lean 1, lean 4.0, Malaysia has covered a lot. And that's why how our country progress. Some of you may say a lot of those Chinaman company, yep, they are those industrial 3.0 and 4.0 and the IoT. So next to the US market, okay, next to US market, Malaysia, Bursa, Malaysia, KLSE has the best exposure. In a way, we are quite lucky compared to our cousins in Singapore. We have all these sectors inside here. And just now, I just showed you here. See, industrial product, we have almost 200 of them, right? And they're all sorted out using like a heat map, okay? And then this one is a technology all sorted out, so you'll pick which one is strong. Just like we know the rotation. Okay, we know that healthcare not so good. We rotate out. We go to industrial, we rotate out. You see my point, all right? And these days, trading is so simple, commissions are lower. So the cost of rotating is cheaper. You all remember you buy unit trust? Remember when you buy unit trust, right? Your agent also asks you rotate, isn't it? Correct now? Yes or no? Those who buy, anyway, many of you listen are unit trust agent. If you are, use this strategy to help your client, because I do find many of my listeners today in here are fund managers, dealers, and they're using a lot of the ideas from Trade BSA to help their client. I have no problem you going sharing with them. I'm happy for you to share, but please give credit to us and ask them to come and watch our channel and video too. But you must service them, okay? If you are a dealer, service your client. You said you go learn from my Sifu. My Sifu, Zach, and also Martin inside there, but you make sure you service him. I think it's very important too. We as humans, we want to be cared for, we want to be nurtured, right? And those of you who are in this line in here, continue to service your client. Please give a good service and just don't leave them out there or buta type. Cannot? If you can, give me a thumbs up. Those of you who is listening now. Okay, so if you look at it, Industrial 4.0 and 4.0 in here. So we talk about now, this is the list, okay? I will stop for 1 minute, let you all take photo. This is the list of stocks I feel for next year, 2021, should do well. And again, going back to the, how many of you seen, how many have not watched this video, the 100 to 1 bagger? If you have not watched, you type 3. You have not seen this video, 100 to 1, you type 3. At least I know the context here, okay? You have not seen it yet, just type 3. Can you do that? Okay, a lot of you have not seen this yet. Okay, that's good. I know some of you have come to 3, right? Please type it in there if you have not seen it. Okay, now, okay, doesn't matter with the camera blocking one. I think you can still see, right? All this is a list, okay? Please type 3 there. Those of you who have not seen it, have not seen this video. Because again, going back, I don't want you to buta follow, okay? Go and watch this video. I have it on YouTube. It's about 100 to 1 bagger, which actually talks about the dynamics, what that I chose. This is the DNA. This is from Christopher Meyer. He wrote a great book, which he learned it from his Sifu, Thomas Feld. I also learned from him, Christopher Meyer also, just like now you learn from me. I'm your Sifu, right? So this is a good list in here. Now do take note that I always refer back to Robie FA ratings, and also there's a PE over there, Bio Alpha, I did put it in there, it's 115. I think that's a great potential that this possible to grow 1,000%. Yes, Penta has done so. Okay, I think you just go back and watch that video if you've not seen it in yet. I think some of you was busy on I did this on Thursday night because it was a public holiday. It was a very, very important information that I give this to you. Else you come here today, you say, "Apa you cakap Martin? What this 100 bagger?" So I have done that. So go over and watch it, because what we felt that this is like what show is that? The Game of Thrones, GOT. We do like a GOT, season 1, season 2, season 3. So we have market compass 1, market compass 2, market compass. So you kind of follow it through, okay? And then you become very educated and become more informed in here. So this list, you taken picture, right? Okay, good. So if you're taking picture of this one in here, now some of you may see, hey, Martin, what are the one that you highlighted orange, orange color one? The orange color is the one that I like. Some of these I have it. GCB I don't have. Power Roots I have, Cycom I have, Syntex I wanted to buy, KGB I have, Penta I have, OpenSys I don't have, Revenue I have, Globetronics I have, Notion I don't have. Looking to buy Notion also. All right. So if you look at it, the ROE and DY, we're going to go through it. Now, because of the time restriction that I have, right, I'm just going to go through 3 of my favorite. Okay. So 3 of my favorite. Can you guess which 3 is my favorite? Cannot. Can you guess which 3 is my favorite? All right, so these are the stock lists in here. Okay, if not, let's move on. Let's having a little bit of fun. You all like what you're seeing so far after you've seen this list, yes or no? All right, if you like what you're seeing so far, just type, give me a thumbs up. More importantly, again, how many of you have these shares? If you have any of these shares, type it in there. Can you type it in there, any of these shares that you have? Okay, type this in there. At least I know next time when I do, hey, okay, you guys are following. Just type in those shares that you have. If you don't have any, just like don't have. If you have some, just type 3 enough. I know some of you may have 5 or 10. No, just type 3 enough. At least I kind of know. Okay, kind of know. Okay, Revenue you have, Iris you have. Okay, Penta, Iris. Just type it in there. Cycon. So I would know. So if I've seen a lot very common one, then I will pay a bit more attention to it. Thank you for putting in there. So because I also want to jaga you guys, isn't it, right? You bought Power Roots, you bought Iris, you bought Bio Alpha, you know? So make sure at least I jaga you all lah. Right? Yeah, I must take care of my student or you all, right? Not nice, you all lose money, isn't it? Right? All right, MYEG, okay, good. Okay, Ken, good. Thank you for your response. At least I'm seeing those lists coming in there. Type what you have, and if you don't have, also type don't have. Don't have also. Because some of you are first time coming, you're used to buying certain things you don't understand. Okay. Okay. Well, I take a sip of water first. I know I spent a bit more time in here because I felt this list is important. Okay, we finally found one. Young. Someone did ask, dividend mostly low. Now, do take note, the dividend are low is partly because they are growth stock. Now, you look here, Power Roots, maybe coward, you can say. Power Roots is 5%. The next best one is B-Stack and also Avanta, okay, which is a healthcare too. Pretty small. The large cap one is about, there are a couple of really large cap, GCB, Care Plus, Syntex, Penta, Great Tech, MYG, and also Globetronics. Globetronics is the latest one I just added. Globetronics is the one has very good potential, already jalan because it's rated 2 out of 8. Now, you may say that, hey, 34 times PE is expensive. I agree it's expensive because the KLCI is only 15 to 17. But do take note, the KLCI right now, if you look at it, you have the banking stock, you have the Tenaga, you have the telecom, and those really are not. The one that really jalan a lot are what? You got it, the rubber glove. So remember the 3 big cap we will talk about, Kosan, Hatalega, and Tokyo. They are the one driving it. Right now, I just showing you the chart that the sector analysis has come down a bit. So that's why you need to be very careful. Okay, let's move on. Okay, it's okay to move on. If I can move on, just type 4. Okay, you got this. So make sure you got the right speed here. Okay, good. Okay, some people asking about AEM. Okay, so the first one that I really like is Penta, okay, and this is CB Chua, a younger picture of himself on the annual report in here. The latest development that I could dig up, okay, from internet and my own team is they're going to medical devices, the needle one, I think they're going to do injection one in here, and this guy is really hungry. The management team, you know, they're not only in the so-called testing, they're going into ventilators too. So that's what I like about them. The rating is 1 out of 8 because it's grown a lot. PE is 37 times, still okay. Not like the rubber glove, okay? ROE 79, dividend and close. But what more important is this chart inside here that we have, okay? Now this chart inside here, we have it in our package under the trading view in here. Just let me draw your attention in here. So what we want to do is to see a trend of the revenue versus the price from 2015. You see that. So you can see right now, okay, let me just bring my pen here, okay. Here, this one is easy. This is the stock price. So this is your stock price, okay. This one is the yearly revenue. You see the yearly revenue, 284, 422, 490. So these fellas all are like the Chua, CB Chua, they're very hungry. They want to go some more here. 600, eventually they'll hit 1 billion. Just like Top Glove, they hit 1 billion. They started somewhere around here, all right? This one, orange one here, is the quarterly. So we want to see quarterly, ding, 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 yearly, boom, 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 boom. Right? Fun, try to make it easy for you guys, right? So especially you can teach your children too, okay? Okay, so this is what we see here. This is a real trend that we have, okay? Then on this side is the return on equity, which measure the profitability. The profit is important, ROE. So ROE, if you go back, they have a big jump. Right now it's about 18%. They went down to 24. They came down here because they missed this quarter. That's why the stock price came down. So the stock price came down, there's a chance now for them to next quarter they will register. Just like what we saw. If the GDP growth, remember the early on the slide, and then also the manufacturing has grown, the export to US 9.8 billion, right? They are telling you a big number. And Penta is just one small part of those that because of the post-COVID-19. So that's why it's important to understand the macroeconomics, which I explain it very easy so you guys can follow. Okay. So next one is also, I give you another tip. You like tip not? Yes or no? If you like tip, type in TIP tip. Okay. Now give you another tip. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, here is one. So if you use the Smart Robie, always watch out for news. If you're not in Smart Robie, you flip through. Very important is when they start talking about coverage. Okay, now you notice the coverage on March 31st. They came in coverage, right? And after March 31st, what you can do is that you watch out for news when they mention share coverage by analysts. All right, very important. After they mention, then you wait for the green pentagon. Once you wait for the green pentagon, in this example, you can see right at 31st of March here, okay, and then you get the green pentagon here. This is number 1, this is number 2, and then you just write it up to here. That's 71% return. Easy, isn't it? Correct, no, right? But at that time, no one was talking about Penta. So Robie, using our sentimental analysis, able to gauge at that time. Of course, now everybody know about it, right? So, but what we try to learn from our history. What are those tipping points? Remember, I talked about tipping point last Saturday. If you have not watched it, go over and I talk about it. So we talk about, the certain news. So you have to pay attention to news, right? You cannot ignore news, but don't get trapped by news. Don't let news become you so happy, go and buy. Then you follow blindly. Correct? No, don't. Analyze the news. Very important. News, volume spread analysis, and then FA. No one does it better than us. Free system that we have. Okay, most people, they only do one only lah. So when you come into our program, our education, our channel, our coaches will make sure you are trained on all three together with Smart Robie, which is free inside here. All right, so this is a good tip. Take a look. The keyword is coverage. All right, take note, coverage. Okay, so if you find another one talk about coverage, then you know. Now the next one, more for the so-called not so aggressive one, somewhat conservative one, right, is Guangzhong. Okay, so Guangzhong is, they make cocoa, and the latest news, I think about 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, they're going to build a 120 million cocoa plant in Africa. I can't even pronounce the place, but somewhere in the east coast of Ghana there. It's one of the best, highly rated, 6 out of 8. You can see it's a large cap, PE of 13, but look at the ROE. It pays a 1.61 dividend, okay? And $3.10 in here. So if you look at this, again, you go back. So here, you can see, this is the yearly revenue. You can see, right? The revenue moved to almost 3 billion. 3 billion, from 2.2 to move up 3 billion here. So that's why this one is a good coverage in here. And you notice this is the annual revenue growing, right? Revenue growing, right? So you'll be wondering, who takes so much cocoa? Right? Milo, remember Milo, right? But they don't, Nestle don't buy from GCB, as far as I understand. Okay, they have another one, cocoa producer. A couple of about 7 to 8 producer of cocoa. KLK is also one of them. But GCB is the one that you can access it. And here you take a note of it. This is the ROE, return on profitability. So it's important why we're going to show you the relationship. Then you understand. When the price drop because of ROE, you don't need to get scared. You can look at the price and volume and understand that, hey, this is temporarily, I can tamba again, or I take profit, I can come back. I think what we try to teach you is that you become a very versatile player, just like you're a chef, okay? Or you are a chef, you can make cake, you can also cook spaghetti. I think it's a good example, isn't it? Most people can make spaghetti but don't know how to make cake, isn't it? This is now you can make cake, you can make spaghetti. Then maybe you can make wonton noodle also. I hope that's a good analogy because I learned this from my daughter. She can make cake, she can make bread, and she can make Japanese dessert, cheesecake. So I forget, maybe this is something you all can learn too. I hope that's a good story to cheer you guys up. If you like that story, give me a thumbs up, okay? I like to tell stories, all right? Okay, so let's go to the ROE. So you look at the ROE here, continue to go up, and then they kind of come back down again because of the COVID-19. They did report a lot of people couldn't go out. They consume less cocoa, but now the shops are open, the economy is open, so that's going to go back up again. I think that's also good, right? Because April was the so-called the middle of the COVID-19. Now it's August, 4 months already, okay? So as the market goes higher, the market will recover, all right? So another tip here, okay, same thing, a profitable tip. Also watch for the fair value here, okay? So you notice 2nd of June, okay, 2nd of June was here, right? But the market dropped. But so watch out for news where they say raise value. Second tip, I teach you a lot of tip. So use the GCB market sentiment. Always look at the news. If you have this, especially those of you who are remisers or dealer or unit trust, you're advising your customers, always try to look at the news, and we all sort it out so easily for you, okay? You got the news and you take note, there has a date there. Remember, the date is very important. So the 2nd of June, and then you wait for the green pentagon to come, then you buy, then you have 15% return already. See? And you look for, of course lah, you look for very good company lah, correct not? You don't go and buy all those funny one lah. Easy system, isn't it, right? This one is the secret of all the fund manager. Teach to you absolutely free. Great, right? Some people ask why I teach so many free things. I felt that in life, as a team, my team and Zach, we find that we get more when we're willing to give out. A lot of people like to take. We don't. We felt that this market is big enough for all of us to make money. Now, whether you invest in US, Singapore, Malaysia, right? If you do the right thing and if you share, and just like many of you share also some of your issues that you have, we try to help you too. So we just do it for you for free, okay? So do share things that we have inside here. So that's a 15%, and also share the Robie up. Okay, now the third one that I have is a revenue group. Now, revenue hasn't run up yet, like what it says. Now, this one was formed into, now remember the year, I forgot to tell you, this year is also important. If you watch the show that I have 100 to 1 on the YouTube, it talks about the size of the company. This is 1980. Now go back to Penta. Penta is 1991. Okay, so 1991. Okay, now you may say this guy, DCB, a very young guy, right? Actually, the father passed on. The father they pass on to him, the Tay family in JB1. Okay, 1980, because right now it's 40 years already. How can be so young? 40 years is still a little baby, So this one is a much younger group, revenue group. You can see 2003, nearly 17 years they started this company in here. So they have, if you ever go to the credit card or you go out for food, you see the white terminal, the very fast one, that has a merchant, public bank, and Hong Leong Bank, and that's the one they have it inside here. I do have these stocks inside here. It's not cheap, it's 56 times in here, right? And they tend to move with PayPal. If you look at PayPal stocks, the one already jalan. PayPal, I make 100% return. I bought about 86 for some of my clients now. I think yesterday about 192 already. Again, right? So that's why I said US got a lot of opportunity. Now, my biggest concern is that what happened the snap election. We talked about snap election is possible in November, right? Because last Friday, Zahid said that, hey, they're going to pull out already. I also scratched my head. I also tried to pitch a scenario 1, scenario 2, scenario 3, what is likely to happen too. So we don't know. So what we can do is to gear up our skill to learn another country. And you all know that whether you open a pub with UOB Kay Hiang, you open it with Hong Leong, you open it with CIMB, they all have cross-border account. And my goal is eventually is to teach you guys to move to that level of maturity Don't worry about this US market. I make money in Apple already, which I've been telling how many people already. I'm going to buy Apple. How many people got Apple here? Got Apple or not? You all bought Apple AAPL. Please type in inside there, okay? How many got Apple? Somebody use Apple phone so on. My whole family, Apple. Mac, everything. iTunes, everything. Let's go and buy some share in Apple lah. I think Apple is Sharia one. Yes, Apple is Sharia too. Okay? If you have that, please type it in there, okay? Don't know how to trade USS share, no problem. We can teach you, okay? Same also. Most important, the concept you learn is just that you have to go depth, right? After that, you go wide out, okay? Now we go a bit depth, then we go wide out, okay? So this is 129 inside here, okay? So if you look at that revenue, again, revenue, the growth is steady, but the return of equity, return equities. You see here, the revenue is growing, right? This is the yearly revenue. Grow to 57 million. And why I like about revenue is because it's small now, $1 over cent. I bought it at now it's 129, 130 lah. I bought it at 70 cent, 70 cent, 80 cent. So I choose those small company. Again, why did I do that? Go and watch the 100 to 1 bagger. That's the one. You see my picture next to Christopher Meyer picture. That's a video on YouTube. Click that one and watch. I know it's 1 hour long. I know it's a bit, but you want the fast one, then go to the last pages there and click it. Okay. We try to make the user experience shortcut for you, as many as you can. I know many of you are quite busy, don't have time, but it's very important that at least you get some essence and then you catch up. It's like a season, and you watch the Game of Thrones, Season 1, Season 2, Central, but you got chance, you just go back and watch it. Then at least you really understand in here. Again, the return on equity has dropped. right? That's why you see this big drop. They went up about 150 here, then dropped down to 80 cents and then shot back up. But the revenue, the return on equity has dropped down too, okay? So I think if PayPal already move up a lot, my take is that revenue will move up too, because the e-commerce, ladies and gentlemen, Lazada, I know I spoke to someone in Shopee, the son worked for Shopee lah. He say the son damn busy. He was sharing with me that Shopee, their sales grow somewhere between 4 to 5 times more, 400 to 500% more. Lazada and Shopee. How many of you agreed during this COVID-19, all the e-commerce move up? Okay, if you think so, just type e-commerce. Okay, yeah, Apple about to split. That's right. Yeah, e-commerce. So this is what we talk about the next sector, right? 2021, right? Isn't it? That's what we talk about. E-commerce, IoT, 5G. 5G is all your Inari lah, Inari, Globetronics. In here, GCB is food. I always add in a bit of conservative for some of you who want a bit of dividend in there. Okay. Yeah. Apple is Sharia. I will check that. I do know Apple is Sharia inside there. Yeah. After it split, it will be $100. Then you buy then. Okay. It will split 4 to 1. They also met. Now, e-commerce there is important. So this is an e-commerce side in here. Okay. Let's move on. Sorry, took too long. So again, today I only cover 3 only. All right. There are a lot more in there. Hopefully I have more time. But I want to go a bit deep. Okay, so you already can understand. If I go through all this, you all fall asleep already. All right, I cover 3. If you have time, use the Smart Robie, download it and check out the fundamental, look at the entry price, look at the trading plan and so forth. All right, so this is the talk. This is a QR code. If those of you who earlier who typed a 3 and did not watch, this is the DNA of 100 to 1 share winners in Bursa, how to find them. Click on this video and you can watch it. And it will sort of kind of explain everything I talked to. That's why when I taught last week, before I tell you the stock, I got to give you the basis. The sector is correct, but at least a little bit of deep, understanding the DNA. You know it's a DNA, right? It's understanding what is the makeup, and that's important too, all right? That's the least I could do for you guys. And also there are other lists, so I want to share with you, just not my list. This is from the Statistica. Used again, you can see inside here, not all are listed. Press metal in here, Hatalega, Riverstone, rubber one, very good. I have this also. UG, also rubber glove. All right. Peter Lab. Peter, remember Peter in here, okay? Why Inari not in the list? Inari not in the list is because, how do I say? It can be, but just that there's so many. I happen to pick some of those has more potential. I can tell you why. Inari, too many people have it already. I pick those not many people have. Okay? At least you have a chance to make it. Remember, you go back to the 100 to 1 coverage. Remember, you all remember Sumo or not? When I talk about it, 100 to 1, 100 to 1. The Sumo, S-U-M-U. You all remember? How many of you remember from last week? How many of you remember? Someone did ask, how come revenue no rating? Of course, no rating lah. So expensive. The higher it rates, it's better because that's a good time to buy. Right now, revenue is expensive. It's 56 PE. The equity is not good enough. That's why it's smarter. It's a very independent rating. Okay. You remember Sumo or not? Dufu got, but Dufu already fly already. Dufu. Peter Labs. Okay. Yep. That's one pharmaceutical. Okay. Sumo. If not good, watch the thing here. Okay. Next list that we have also on Focus Malaysia. They have a Panda Master here. Okay. They got Econ Power. I don't like construction. This is the insurance company. You got property. Not so good lah. REITs. This one got warehouse. With trucks. Okay, good. Okay, again, why I didn't choose it? Just remember, some of it, I have it on our trade BSA list. You know, the one that Zach will show you. Okay, My News and Hatalega here, GHL. All right, GHL, it's revenue. So I like revenue because it's much smaller, can grow more. This one Hapsing, this one Mercedes boss. Okay. So then there's the next list inside here. This came out on 4th of January. This whoever buy Air Asia, one ton, man. At time $1.60, now 50% already, now 60 cents now. So, COVID come, some also don't know inside here one. So in here, what did well was, I think Datasonic, Scornet, RC Capital, that's the next one. But in finance, I think they're all this petroleum, all mati keras lah. This one, another one, Air Asia also, mati keras. Oka, I haven't checked yet. NTP is very good, but This one I think did well because a lot of people buy toilet paper, isn't it? Okay, Verizon also did very well. I think Verizon, I haven't checked yet. Angkok is also one of my seafood. I learned a lot from him. Datasonic. Okay, so those are the lists. Take photo of this one, and you have taken photo of that one. I think you took a lot of photos, isn't it? So go through that list and check it out. Again, use Robie, the fundamental, and that, especially when you go out for a very boring dinner or whatever, just bring up Robie, because on weekends and after hours, it's free to use. Okay, play. Oh yeah, this one can buy. Then write down notes. Okay, teach you to be. Remember, Robie act as a trainer. It will train you up to be a very efficient, informed investor. Okay, so let's talk about Apple inside there. You can see Apple again. This is what happens on this. This is this morning news. This big jump here, which is a 10% in here. But if you take note, since the green pentagon in here, there's another green and pentagon in here again, right? Right? It's up 49%. That's right. Similar to Penta, similar to all those. So for those of you who don't want to venture to US, can stay in Malaysia. But with our education, hopefully you're able to conquer it. Because the technology, once you understand it, Malaysia, sama dengan punya US. It's just that you have to fill up 1 or 2 more extra form on your cross-border account. We can help you that. Those of you are interested, let me know. And more importantly is there are a lot of opportunities in the US market leading to this November election. You know, you have the Biden versus the Donald Trump in here. All right. So this is something that we do in our 3-day masterclass. We talk more about the US market and also the Malaysia one. And it's a proven way to work. Those of you who wanted, let me know. So we have the father. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in Zach. Zach, you ready, Zach? Zach is going to show you our industrial screener, okay? So I will knock off for like 20 minutes. He will take you through, and I'll come back and summarize everything for you guys, okay? Because I have one very last important advice for you if you're going to follow it. All right, Zach, you take it away.
Okay, hello everyone. So I'll do a quick sound check, please. Okay, is my sound's coming okay? Before we start here. Okay, hello everyone. So okay, sounds okay. Okay, just want to ensure that the Facebook one too. Okay, good. So sounds okay for Facebook and get response. So okay, I'll start now. Probably we'll go through some of very quick one based on sectors. Since that Martin is sharing right about sectors that what's the sectors moving forward we should look for. So for trading purpose, usually I like to do some of the things that want to aim split sectors using some of the sector screeners from our trade VSA here. So of course, I'm going to show you this KLSE sector analysis. This is the one that I think we will launch pretty soon. To how members once you log in, you're able to see. Currently, you are getting this here. Sector analysis, Bursa sector analysis. Which is just comparing on the latest week only. So this is the one that latest one which is comparing to the previous week. So from here, actually, sometimes I do look into this because I want to look into which are the sectors that coming with even though they are rankings from third or maybe second, right? But I want to see which are the sectors actually increasing slowly from weekly basis. Like for example, here we have consumer products, going up from the previous week before to 23rd of July to this week 30 July. It seems like increasing. So this is the one that actually attract me. So plantations and then going up this week, but of course now seems like some of them slowed down a little bit. Technologies too still going up from 23rd of July to 30th July. Of course, the best one still is the healthcare, but healthcare seems like slowed down a bit. I think mainly contributed by all the glove counters. But if you look into like some of these like BC Mall, LKL, seems like all this still got strengths coming in, right? So of course, I always like to focus the second and third one, because they seems like was some sort of rooms to go. Of course, my favorite is always technology, right? So technology still got momentums to go. If you look into like Inari, VS, Globetronic is also coming back, right? So all this still in a very nice uptrend. Okay, so this is usually how I focus my sectors. Okay, if I want to do a trading, of course my trading will be from like 2 weeks or maybe 2 months if there's no sign of weakness. Okay, like for example, I think just now Martin you show us right revenue. Okay, but if you look into revenue, yes, it have been dropping like I think like easily 6 days, but no major weakness. Okay, so this means that they are doing a pullbacks. Okay, before a new high is coming in. So let's focus some technology today. Hopefully we can spot few counters. Okay, before I pass back to markets. So just want to do a quick one, right? How usually I do my study. Okay, based on just purely on this weekly chart on the sectors over here. So okay, again, for those that who follow me on my daily basis or my daily review, so I like to short according to the highest LT, which means the 200-day moving average, because I want to see which one having the highest momentum and the lowest momentum. So if you are those that you don't have time to monitor on a daily basis, you don't have time to keep monitoring your trade. So I do advise you to pick some things is from the green columns, okay, green columns here, so that actually they are still very near, okay, to the support level. Of course, if you are those that kind of aggressive traders, you got plenty of time. You can monitor on hourly basis, okay, on charts, everything. So yes, you can go for all these kind of momentum stocks, okay. Like personally for me, because sometimes I was outside with members, I need to attend some inquiries, so I usually don't have much time, okay, to monitor my trades. So I would like to go for all these kind of trades over here, right? So I think DNO finally breaks up. So let's try DNO. Okay, I think after the pullback periods, right, it seems like going. It needs it's sideways for a while. I think it's around a month before it breaks up. So this is a nice chart. Okay, if you look into current chart setup here, it actually don't have any major weakness. Okay, so look into here. Of course, tech. Okay, first sectors is there already. Tech is moving up this week. So looking at this chart, no weakness. Okay, seems like hopefully Monday will do a pullbacks. Okay, but anyway, I'm already in this trade here. The step is pretty easy to read. Green Pentagons, NS. Again, there's a reason why I like our new members actually, right? If can focus in an NS trades. Okay, so NS trade usually is the one that will give you a very safe trades. Okay, a very safe trades, so that you can enter with low risk. Okay, doesn't mean that it will go up 100% all the time. Okay, but at least you know where's your stop loss. Okay, when you cut with small losses. Okay, so again, confirmation we pull back with spring before it goes up. Another weeks of pullback before breaks up. Okay, so if you look into this volume over here, okay, again, with volume spread analysis, we study the volumes, okay? So volume here doesn't show cumulative volume, okay? Average increasing volumes, which tells me that this still can move, okay? So for those that who are in this trades, okay, so watch out if let's say there's any cumulative volume or weakness bar, okay? Probably there's the bars that I want to take some profits, okay? But at this moment, still okay. So for those that who still want to look into trades that pretty close with support, I think DNX is the next one. Okay, actually, I'm kind of interested in DNX. Okay, so let's take a look at DNX. Okay, DNX is there. So a few things that, again, I always look into. Of course, Green Pentagons is there. Okay, to tells me that the trend, okay, actually is in uptrend. Okay, so at least, I think the other day someone asked me, what's the purpose of the Green Pentagons? Green Pentagons, okay. So Green Pentagon mainly it tells that, okay, the trend has changed. Okay, when you trade on Green Pentagon, you are slightly having an edge, okay, trading in the uptrend. So of course, Green Pentagon is there, market move sideways. So this is what we call the reaccumulations or pullbacks. Okay, so price again turns to green, breaks out, supported with NS. Now seems like they are doing another round of pullbacks. Okay, so volume is still low. So again, for those that who want to trade in hourly chart, okay, on hourly charts, always look, short term, okay, always look into your hourly chart. Right side blocked by your view. I'm on Facebook. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I forgot about the Facebook. So, okay. Let me drag a bit here. So, thank you for your highlight. Okay, thank you for the highlights. Okay. So, Over here, okay, what usually I do is that if let's say I do spot a red paragons in the hourly chart, okay, don't panic first, okay. Of course, if you haven't entered yet, don't panic, okay, because this is a good opportunity to buy when they are trying to do pullback. So what usually I do is that this is my red pentagon bar. Again, some of the tricks that usually I use how I monitor my trade. Okay, now this is the red pentagon bar, right? Now you put your alerts over here. Okay, 255. So which means that when the price cross over the red pentagon, technically red pentagon, what it means is that it's actually is a sign of weakness, right? So when the bar cross above the sign of weakness bar, it has turns to strength. Okay, so this is the one that I want to monitor. So once it cross above, okay, it will let me know. Okay, now strength is coming back. Of course, I need some volume. Okay, because we focus volumes a lot. Okay, so that's where that we want to place my entry. Okay, so the next. So I think the other day on Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, right? I do share it to my members. Okay, I will try my luck on 245. Okay, if I cannot get near my wait for next week. Okay, so seems like it's still doing some sort of pullbacks there. Okay, so check back again the members Telegram group for those that are members, right? So you can check back the comments that I have. Next week should be got some sort of potential. Okay, so this week I try to if let's have a time try to find some time. Okay, I will go through the screeners. I will try to look for shake-up patterns for you all, so that actually you can use the list for your trading for next week. Okay, so end to end. Okay, for members also please let me know. Okay, maybe you want to share with me any feedback or suggestions, right? Because I do a video for stock idea for last week. So if you think that anything that I can improve, please let me know. Okay, I'll try to improve from there. So okay, end-to-end connect. Okay, if I compare to DNEX, okay, again same industry counters, we are looking into the same setups over here. But if you look into the chart, right, this chart actually is still in red. So again, sometimes we cannot buy everything, right? Because our capital is kind of limited, right? My capital is limited anyway. Okay, so what I do is that I always tend to look for the setup that give me the high chances. Okay, again, don't ask me which one will break first. I will never know. Okay, because I'm not a smart money, right? But if I comparing DNEX and end-to-end connect, definitely I will go for DNEX first. Okay, because DNEX is in green pentagons. Okay, tells me that now they are doing a pullback. Maybe they'll go up again. Now this one it will go up. Okay, but probably it will sideways for a few days before it goes up. Okay, so sometimes we don't trap on this red pentagon. When a red pentagon appears, right, it will sideways for like weeks or months. Also, I don't want to break that. Okay. So okay, let's continue. Maybe we look for other sectors. Like no, tech is still pretty strong. Okay, why not we look into some plantation? Because I think plantation overall this week is still pretty quiet. Am I right? So let's try plantation. Have been quiet for like 2-3 days, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe we can get a nice trade from there. Okay, again, remember we are looking for trades that on the left hand side got sign of strength. Okay, they are doing some sort of pullbacks, right? So okay, again, sorts according to LT and LT here. So immediately we know that plantation LT is kind of lower compared to technology, which means that they are still pretty close with the support level. Okay. So few stocks that I like technically, okay, Al Sawi, I think Kim Lun also, SOP, I kind of like it too. Ta'an, okay, I think Martin the other day giving some review on Ta'an too. So let's take a look into all these kind of counters. Of course, one momentum you can still go for healthcare and technology. Plantation seems like still pretty close with support. So lots of rooms to go, but just that they haven't really changed the trend. And the other day I thought it's going to change, okay, last 2 weeks ago, but unfortunately it didn't happen. Okay, it turns to red pentagon back. So this tells me that, but the red pentagon come with low volume. Okay, the red pentagons come with low volume. So it means that it's probably going to move sideways for weeks again. Okay, so well, park your alerts there. Okay, make sure it turns to green pentagon again with higher volume. So that's where that you want to enter with momentums again. All right. So let's try SOP. Okay, SOP still in green. Okay, doing a nice pullback there. Okay, no sign of reversal yet. So how do I check? You see this springs bar here. If they cross above the springs bar, which means this is a confirmed spring. Okay, the other things that probably I won't look for my entry here because it's slightly far away from the 20s there. So I will wait for them to coming to closer a bit If there's strength, then I will look for my entries, okay, from there. Okay, TDM, one of my favorites one, TDM. Okay, you actually drop below support, having a springs there, but no confirmations yet. So again, once it drop below the shakeout area, you know that, okay, this counter you have to wait, okay? So again, if you have N30, try to exit with small losses or break even, then we switch to other, maybe like technology, all these kind of counters. Any others? DSH. Okay, so this is technically how I look for my sectors, okay, and I look for the stocks that I want to trade within the sectors. So we got two, okay, of course, like I said, healthcare still having some good momentum, okay, you still can trade on healthcare, but just that I like to trade something is that, you know, didn't come with very good momentum yet, okay, it's showing some uptrend, but haven't showed a very big momentum yet, okay, so that we got some rooms to go, okay. I think TSH is doing pretty good. Okay, it's kind of remind me of a very similar setup like revenue. Okay, goes up. Okay, 4 bar down bar, but you can see the volume is like really getting lower, 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 and lower. Okay, so this is the one that usually I would aim for the hourly chart. So hourly chart, yes, great. It turns to red pentagon. Don't worry first. So the next green pentagon should let me know when is the perfect time to end, when they have completing all this type of pullbacks there, right? Okay, we got few already. Okay, again, it's a waiting game now. So sometimes if let's say the setup, you know the chart is nice, okay, but the timing to enter is not there yet. So you just need to wait, okay. Keep your capital first, okay. Wait for the right timing, right price to come, then you just trade. Okay, that's it. I think the SH, okay, for those who like it, 1 ringgit, okay, I think still fine. How about KLSE? KLSE too, okay. We got 4 down bar, and if you notice the volume is like almost dries up, okay. So I kind of like it because it's kind of you know, testing on the line change here, okay. So but the next important thing is that we want to have the green pentagons, okay, in the hourly chart, because it actually tells me that, you know, like for example here, right, it turns to red for a while and it turns back to green, so that you know that, okay, on short terms, okay, basis, maybe like few days, it goes up, okay, for a few more hours or something like that, okay. So here I just gonna put my alert first. Once it hit, I come back to look into it again, then we monitor, okay. So if let's say there's any weakness, we take a quick one, maybe just like, you know, less than 10%, 8%, okay, then we quit, okay, 1 or 2 days. Okay, again, this is for those that who like to trade short terms. Okay, if you like to trade short terms, use the hourly chart, okay, that's the best one. All right, probably I go through some counters below all, okay, before I pass back to Martin. So technically for members, this is the one that I think we will release soon. Okay, maybe I will talk with Martin, so I'll make the announcement to the members group. So this is usually how I use it. Okay, of course, like I said, I always focus the third and second one because usually there's still got chance, okay, to have some sort of follow through on the subsequent weeks. Okay, so for those that who like now healthcare like breaking out very high, like for example the glove, right? So glove are doing some sort of pullbacks now these few days. Okay, so that's why I always don't like to look. It's not that I don't like, but I always focus this first, then only go to here. Of course, healthcare you still can look into it. If let's say Monday or Tuesday, they're showing sign of pullbacks. Okay, for those that who attended the masterclass, they got sign of pullbacks. Okay, I think yes, you can start to look for the potential entry. Okay, but tech and plantation, okay, currently doing that at this moment. Okay, at this moment. Now the question is just the entry. Okay, how you're going to enter. Okay, like I said, you can use the hourly charts to look for the entry. Okay, if not, you wait for the daily signal. Okay, probably wait for until end of the day. Okay, few one. Okay, let's try FGV. This is by Dr. Derek here. FGV, this is a bit similar like TSH, like Dr. Derek. Okay, a bit similar like TSH, a bit similar like KLSE. Okay, again, closing. You can see closing to the 20. Now I'm interested. Okay, I'm interested. At this moment, I don't really interested because sometimes when it pull back, it will pull back a lot. Okay, to this 20 over here. Volume dries up. It's not dries up, but getting lower and lower. Okay, which tells me that, you know, the support almost there, which means the reversal is almost near, but I haven't seen the reversal yet. Okay, so that's a problem, right? Again, I look into my hourly chart. put my alerts there, make sure that when they reverse, I get to know first. Okay, they hit me with my alerts. If I know, if I able to spot the green penguins there, maybe you want to take a quick trade. Okay, again, example, look on my left hand side here. Here at least got some sort of momentum. Okay, red pentagon doing pullbacks, green pentagons comebacks again. Okay, so sometimes if we are lucky enough, we're able to catch this kind of trend. Okay, within like few days. Okay, within like few days. So hourly charts, okay, use that. Okay, for those that who have time to make the trade, okay, throughout the days, you can use this. Okay, let's try Ucrest. Ucrest is it tech or what sectors they are in? Okay, not so sure. Okay, no green paragons. Okay, so I think it's like Wednesday, it almost turns to green paragon, but the closing somehow is not that nice. So what it means, okay, it means that you're going to retest this area again. Okay, I mean you can buy, but buy near towards the springs area, which is your risk is lower. Okay, your risk is lower, but you need to hold forward. Okay, because I mean when it turns to green paragon, somehow you got the momentum. When it haven't turns yet, it will drag. It will most likely for a few days before it goes up. I think similar like Notions too. I think Notions we have been monitoring for quite some times too, right? So over here, once it's turned to red, goes up, sideways for like months. Okay, this is like 1.5 months, I believe. Oh, I'm sorry, this is 2 months. Okay, finally the green paragon turns. Okay, and then breaks up, few-day pullbacks, breaks up. Okay, volume is nice. This one will follow through. Okay, this one will follow through. I think it's our members group. We got a lot of discussions of this Nova, right? If I'm mistaken. Okay, I don't think I can finish all. Maybe let me check on get response. Any stocks that I need to look at. Oh, Ucrest is construction. Okay, thank you, Olive. How do you set up alert just now? Okay, alert usually is that I point to a price that I want. Okay, like for example, I'm using this Notion as my example, 78 cents. I right click, okay, add alerts, and then creates. Okay, so if not mistaken, for those that who are using basic account, we can add up to 10 alerts. Okay, pro account 20, but our account here is premium, so I can add 400 alerts. Okay, Guangzhou. Let's try Guangzhou. So this is GCB, right? Okay. So okay, GCB pretty easy lah. Peter, right? This is from Peter. So I think I do post it out when they completed the shakeout, right? So red pentagons again, like I said, red pentagon. Let's say it didn't come with high volume, don't worry first. Okay, look for potential reversal. Okay, because why? Sometimes when the price goes up, smart money have to remove the weekend holder. They have to kick someone out of the market. Okay, if not, they cannot break up higher, right? So big spring, okay, holding nicely until the green pentagon is here. So at the time when I saw this, I did post it out, right? I think Martin also posted out the same day, right? Checkout completed, okay? And then what happens? Cluster closes, okay? So cluster closes is the one that we covered, okay, during our masterclass. So for those that either register or maybe you attended before but you're still not so sure, okay, what is the cluster closes? Make sure you re-attend again next weekend, okay, next weekend. So I think a lot of members still don't know, okay. If you sign up ready for the masterclass and if your membership is still active and valid, you can entitle for the receipt, okay, for free. Okay, so don't worry, I will send out the webinar link. Okay, I will send out the webinar link with the course note, the latest course notes that we have, latest by Wednesday. Okay, because I think we do some changes every time we conduct this kind of masterclass. We will update our material. Okay, so once you update, we'll send it to you. Okay, so like I said, as long as you register before, you get the email. Okay, so don't worry. So okay, breaking up. Okay, of course you see there's one uptrust there, right? So which means that okay, resistance is there. Okay, nearing to resistance, so they need to take a break. Okay, they need to take a break. But if you look into Oro here, actually this uptrend is not confirmed yet. Okay, potentially they will make some sort of like a sideways pullbacks. Okay, before they break up. If you look into like Datasonics, MYEG, okay, they actually close with the resistance, okay, but haven't breaks yet. So they goes back to support lower a bit, try a bit, and waiting for a time. Okay, so again, this is for those that who are kind of suitable, okay, for those that who are looking for long term. Okay, so the other one, I think 2-3 weeks ago, I do post out Julian. Okay, Julian. Shakeout completed. Okay, hopefully some of our members that like long-term one, you're able to get this. So green pentagons, high volume, breaks up. Now UT. Okay, now this, don't ask me whether you can enter or not. This is not the right time to enter because UT is there already. Okay, so how do you want to enter? Just the hourly chart, green pentagon, you go for it. Okay, if not, for what first? All right. Any other questions before I can pass back to Martin there? Thank you so much for responding to my question. Okay, welcome. This is Fatima, right? Welcome, Fatima. Okay, I don't think I can finish all your comments here. So maybe I pick one or two more before I pass back to Martin. What does? Oh, pass back to Martin. Can. Then I pass back to Martin now.
Okay. There are some of you. Can you hear me? Okay. There are some of you who want to know what is the Pentagon Guider. We actually have a tutorial in the Pentagon. Let me just try to let Zach end the finish first. There are some of those free tutorial that we have. Okay. So I'm just going to share on this side here. So those are okay. Not this one. Sorry. There is a tutorial. Let me just get it for you. What is a YouTube Trade VSA? I will get those tutorial for you. Yeah, this one here, which I have. Hi, and welcome to the. Okay, I'll get this tutorial for some. We did ask about that. Okay, and. So that is one of the tutorial that you can see. Okay, so let me just bring up my chart right now, and I want to complete the remaining. Okay, so Zach has done his session in here. Okay, welcome back. All right. So for those of you who just joined us and there was a question asked about the Pentagon, I shared on the get response what was the reply, and if you want that Pentagon Guider video, which is a very short video, just less than 4 minutes, talk about what is UT, do let me know and I'll paste it in there. So what we try to do is that we try to attend to your needs. Of course, we give priority to our Trade BSA members, those of you who have. So those of you who want to, and when you felt that it's ready, you want to sign up our package, let's do so. But no rush, okay? More importantly is to get that skill. When you're ready, you come, okay? But meanwhile, do take note the stock market is moving up, so it's better for you to upgrade your skills and get it. So at the end of the day, I think very important is that we try to learn from my own mistakes, Zach's mistakes and my mistakes and your own mistakes. But most important, don't give up. So life is not easy for average investor. The challenges is that there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of information that expired, fake news, and limited resources. And if you can only put in 1 or 2 hours inside there, you know, who is someone that you can turn to on a more regular basis? Of course, there's a lot of website, Bursa news, there's WhatsApp, Telegram. I'm sure that you have joined not only one Telegram, but probably another 5 Telegram group out there. Use Smart Robie. And also there are a lot of indicators out there, the news, a lot of seafood, Facebook. But more importantly is to create a watch list. We're giving you the stocks, we're giving you the sectors today. Now figure out the trade investment strategy in here. All right, so this is a picture of it. Now someone did ask me about, I think you're taking a picture of this one, right? They asked me about list number 2. So I'm just going to go back for the list number 2 here. This list, yeah, this list here, right? So list number 2, someone did ask me for the list number 2. Is the sound coming in okay? Lo can't hear me. Chia can hear me. How about the rest? Is the sound coming in okay? Is the sound okay or not? Okay, right? How about those in the Facebook? Facebook one can't hear me. Some okay, right? So I want to make sure this is okay. Can you hear or not? Those are from the Facebook. Okay. Before I move on. This is the list number 2. All right. I'm going to go back to list number 1. Okay, this list number 1. List number 1 I've circled for you. But not all of them are listed, okay? I think Press Metal, Hata, you all know that one. Peter Labs. Peter Labs is interesting. I'm going to look at it. Riverstone. Okay. And then we have the third list. This one is a lot of misses here. You notice here, all this, okay, no one actually put in rubber glove. Interesting, isn't it? I already like all the lovely stuff. Nobody put in rubber glove. Okay. Sound okay? Okay, good. All can hear. Okay, I proceed. Okay, can sound FB good, loud and good. Okay, so we did this one, and okay, Zach came in and done that. So life's not easy here. Okay, so I'm gonna sum up here. So this is the final list that you have. Now do take note. Okay, you must have a stop loss. Okay, if the trade don't work out, as I said before, if they have a snap election, suddenly a meteor hit Earth, the whole thing can kaboom. All right, always have a stop loss. Okay, not everything works all the time. And I don't want you to, I listened to Martin, he given some big insight here, I lost money. I don't want that to happen, please. You must have a stop loss, you must have some sort of system, but this gets you out of the way, rather than go and research. I've done some research for you inside there. You just need to figure out the timing, which I will do next Wednesday. Okay, figure out the timing for you. That will definitely help you a lot more. Okay, so as a summary, I'm coming back to, I don't want to take too long, and really thank you for your time. And from your busy afternoon, you guys could have gone and done something more important with your family, but you have spent a good part of the 2 hours with myself and Zach, and I want to make sure you get good value information to so forth. All right, very important is that create a watch list of the sectors. Now, remember earlier on, I did ask you about what are you aggressive? Are you conservative? Because of the market expanding 7.5% next year, you got to be, you really have to be aggressive next year in there. So that's a technology stock you want to. Then second thing is decide how much you want to put in the capital, all right? Some of you have been seeing that you're sort of breaking up your fixed deposit, because the fixed deposit, you have it so far hasn't been earning you a lot, and you want to have a bit of capital, and then look at your education, your age. If you're a bit older, don't take so much risk. If you're younger, like this younger on the right side, you take a bit more. But more importantly, gauge yourself, the knowledge and your skill. Have you done some coaching? Have you done some course? Or you've been listening to a lot of FB, live FB here and there? If you have the right skill and education, go ahead and proceed it. No problem. All right. Then third, very important, what system you want to follow? You want to follow FATA. We have FATA and news. That's what we do here. Or you want to have the follow Sifu system. Sifu buy what, you buy what. You also have that. Then try to use Pentagon Guided green to buy, Pentagon red to sell. Or you want to use the advanced pullback entry, which we'll teach in our masterclass, which is more than 80% win rate. All right. And finally, there are many apps out there. Definitely Smart Robie is free in the sense that after office hours is good, and also continuing education, very important too. Our live Facebook, our YouTube channel, and some of you who have signed up for our masterclass, thank you for coming. I really appreciate for your support, and also our coaching that is done by our coach and myself inside here. Okay, so just like everybody else, I myself also have Sifu. Tom, I think you heard me say this before, and I think that hopefully if you take me as your Sifu, please follow some of the things that we teach you to do. Always have a stop loss, okay? And if you want to learn more, masterclass is something for you to look at. Even some of these very great Sifu out there currently, Nick, AAA, Chef Saham, which they teach a lot on the Malay segment, they also came through partly our masterclass or earlier classes. There's some of the from Singapore, and this guy, young guy in here, now he wants to be a real-time trader, and he's teaching other people too, but he also learned his ropes. So just like many of you who are also teaching too, all right? We have another video there on win rates, and you can see some of these were picked up earlier on, Supermax, Gosan. That was way back in July 14. You know that you have done pretty well, Michael Ling and Encom too, much earlier on. And I brought Michael Ling, so I made about 100% return on that one. Iris also made about 100% return also on that one. But these are small things. Most important, you get the right skill and the tools. I think that's more important too. If you follow the M1 technology, Technovation, that was somewhere in February this year. You can say that 50% return, just like we saw Apple just on 50% return, that easily cover back of the investment. In here, another one, Euro was one of the best performer, 450% return. much earlier. You hold it like for 2.5 months, all right? And all through using the right tools. I think more important, if you have a plan to get educated through our channels, definitely it's for free, no problem. You can use whatever you can. And during this COVID, if they do have another COVID, right, where would you be? What would you be doing? Have you thought about that? All right. We have moved all our education to Zoom in our live Facebook. For more of the personal things that we do, smaller classes that we do will be our masterclass. Okay. Again, just something I've showed over and over again. We are right at the relief moving toward optimism, which is here. We're somewhere around here. We came down from here, and I don't think we're going to go down. With the vaccines coming up and the news are presented, that paints a very good picture that we're going for. Of course, some of you who wanted to ask us about it, we still have some seats left for our August 8 to 10. And how many of you who are interested in our masterclass want to know more detail, just type MC and Zach and my coaches will attend to you. Just type MC if you're interested to come or want to know more information, that at least let us able to handle the numbers that are coming in. All right, thanks a lot. Okay, if you guys are really interested to know more, do let us know. And of course, the best solution is, really get educated. That's all I cannot emphasize more. Have a winning system, get a coach, whatsoever what you guys want to do. Just like Tiger Woods, he's still playing his best golf ever. He's got a coach. He's still getting educated. Just like I myself, I also have Sifu. So